Now it's ran by the fucking goddamn same sluts that rejected us, the same sluts that chose the goddamn fucking cool kids over us, the same sluts that are coming into our community, taking the money, taking the subs, the same way they did back in the day. Fuck that. I am the goddamn fucking reality check.
What? What an idiot. Oh, what a loser. Good. Good.
The same sluts that are coming to our community, taking the money, taking the subs. I am the goddamn fucking reality check. The same sluts that are coming to our community, taking the money, taking the subs. The same sluts that chose the goddamn fucking cool kids over us. I am the goddamn fucking reality check. The same sluts that are coming to our community, taking the money, taking the subs. The same sluts that chose the goddamn fucking cool kids over us. I am the goddamn fucking reality check.
What's up, guys? Alf here. I'm with J. Turner, the War Kettle. Oh, and the lovely Aimee K.
Hi.
Hey. So, today we're going to talk about this retarded hashtag Thot audit that's going on. That's funnily like guys going after women on Twitch that are streaming about, well, I guess showing their boobs off or whatever. Which I don't see a problem with. It just seems like they're upset with
yeah,
thoughts. What they call thoughts. Yeah.
The e-thoughts, Alf, the e-thoughts.
So,
and we have our resident e-thought with us.
Uh-huh.
I am.
I am.
I am the thought.
Alright, let me press...
Thought. I'm a thought.
Press play on this and watch some...
The IRS must notify the State Department of seriously delinquent tax debts. Remind your client to check available payment options so she does not put her passport at risk. Not a very exciting tweet from the IRS. Strange single reply that it got after 7 retweets. This means you, hashtag thoughts. Well, as a gentleman who rarely spends any time on the internet and doesn't know much about the internet lingo, I had to go to Urban Dictionary to look up what a thought was.
Bullshit.
A thought stands for that's
bullshit.
her over there. A thought is usually...
I call bullshit on that, and I'm gonna say...
Oh yeah, he's living up to that whole fucking, I'm a boomer, they killed me a boomer, so I'm a boomer.
Yeah, right, you don't know what a fucking thought is, get out of here. I don't spend much time on the internet, but I stream for hours, and...
What's a premium Snapchat account?
Are you sure he wasn't being
is not some shiny new
facetious?
Snapchat app that will give you extra access to filters and a greater chance of nabbing screenshots, as the apparent thought in question has put here. Premium Snapchat is when a person sets up a premium Snapchat account, which is a term commonly used to mean that they share content of an adult sexual nature in return for cash. Oh.
Yeah,
in case you're not aware, the term premium Snapchat is an innuendo for a young lady who will send nude videos and photos to people in exchange for money sent via PayPal. And I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Let the market decide. If women want to sell their bodies in this way, that's completely up to them. If men want to buy them, nothing to do with me. I probably wouldn't normally use Rush V as a source, but in this particular instance, I think he might actually be an expert. Online thoughts are finding out that all of their income generated from their breasts and vagina is taxable.
Insane.
How?
Oh, what a fake laugh.
That's interesting.
That
I
was.
reported my premium Snapchat to the IRS. I'm being fucking audited. A bunch of men on Twitter are mad because they believe they're entitled to free nudes. So they're reporting sex workers' Snapchat incomes to the IRS for audits. Despite sex workers paying taxes, despite needing to make...
Well, what this chick says, I don't think they're doing it because they feel like they're entitled to free nudes. I think they're just trying to take revenge on women.
Yeah.
I think they just don't like women who act, you know, like that are comfortable with their sexuality or what they would call sluts, you know, and they don't like that and they want to take revenge on it because they're like, oh, I want We got trad life. All women should be trad.
You're exactly right. And when it comes to the tweet that he read out beforehand, the one about the girl saying, who reported my Snapchat premiums to the IRS? I'm being fucking audited. She doesn't say that she's not paying tax.
Yeah.
She's just saying that she's being audited. And if you've had any dealings with IRS or HM Revenue and Customs, being audited and to go through all your tax returns and whatnot with taxman, it's a right fucking pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah, it's a couple of months of your life being fucking derailed because you got to deal with these people and all the paperwork and stuff.
Oh, and the money you have to spend, especially if you have to get a tax lawyer involved.
Yeah, exactly. And then in the end, if you did pay your taxes, you just got fucked over by somebody for no fucking reason, and that person's just an asshole in general. Despite paying taxes, despite needed to make 12K to report it on taxes, just say you hate women and leave. Yeah, I agree with that. They're putting women through all this trouble when they could just say, like, hey,
12K to report it on taxes. Like, just say you hate women and leave. Okay. This asshole is fucking with sex workers' money by reporting them to the IRS, mainly on Snapchat. How big of a fucking hater do you have to be to report sex workers to the IRS when all you have to do is mind your broke-ass business? The thing is, probably like in this country, I would imagine.
I find it funny that he skipped. Like, I'm gonna go back a second. If you watch, he skips saying the last line. My God, you niggas are insufferable, right?
Oh yeah.
But there's an edit there, so you know he did read it and then edited it.
Yeah.
Let's watch.
Business.
You saw it right there.
Probably like in this country, I would imagine that all of your income has to be declared to the taxman. Men are aggressively organising to report all thoughts. I don't blame them. These girls are getting a free ride via beta bucks and a broken sexual marketplace that is rigged in favour of females.
Oh my god.
That's a retarded statement right there. First off, I don't understand why it's a broken sexual market. What's broken about it?
Why is it beta? Why is it beta?
I know, right? Because if you pay for women to show you your tits, you must be in beta for some reason. I don't see why. Guys, there's alpha males go to strip clubs all the time. Throw women at chicks dancing and showing their tits. What's the problem there? And then rigged in the favor of females. It's not rigged. That's nature. Nobody rigged it but nature. Men want to look at women. Women don't want to look at men as much as men want to look at women. It's not rigged. That's natural. In fact, if you want to, Roosh should start fucking charging to show pictures of his dick to women. Let's see how well that works. You know,
right?
Naturally, women don't want to see it. Too bad.
I don't like Roosh V
because it's a rigged system. Me neither.
Annoying.
He's fucking retarded.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sorry, but if this whole thing has been led by people like him, and he's fucking Stargod is sat here literally using him as his main fucking source.
No.
When you look at a story, whatever it is, something that's happening in the world, and if there's certain people that are the source of the information, makes me question that if this is even fucking important, relevant, or has got any substance of truth whatsoever.
But let's be clear here. We're not saying that these women shouldn't be paying their taxes. That's just a joke when we say that Thot should not pay taxes. But in the end, everybody's ignoring. Nah,
fuck it, Alf. Let the women get ahead. That's what I'm saying. Well, yeah, I got a new rule.
If that was a law that went through, then yeah. But I mean, either way, you shouldn't break the law. But I'm just saying in general, there's something that's being ignored out of all of this, and the underlying there's something underlying behind all this that everybody's ignoring, especially Sargon and everybody else making videos about this.
Oh yeah.
And it's the issue that these guys have problems with sexualized women. And that's the whole reason this is happening. They're not saying, hey, let's go after Twitch gamers that aren't paying their taxes. Let's go after people who read scary stories on YouTube that aren't paying taxes. No. I put it like this. If I came out and said, hey guys, black YouTubers aren't paying their taxes. Let's call the IRS on black YouTubers. You would think there's an underlying issue there, right? You would be like, this guy doesn't like black people. So yeah, they're going after women, sexualized women, because they have a problem with sexuality and women. It's obvious.
Their own sexuality.
Yeah, their own
mainly.
sexuality. And they are awkward about women being sexual. You know, that they get awkward about it. They don't like it.
To argue the case there. Ginger Banks, I choose sex work. I will always be involved in this industry somehow. If you think the only thing I have to offer is my body, then that is your problem. Anthony Murdoch, report her to the IRS.
Oh my god.
Demeanor Mia, I really hate the way the media portrays findom.
This is so gross.
It is gross.
Like, it's honestly easy if you're going to join Twitter and men are going to be throwing money at you. Well, that does seem to be the free ride that Roosh was talking about. Northwest
It's not a
Migrant
free
Groyper.
ride.
No, it's
E-Haunt
not.
It's not like they're
Detective.
waking up every day and they get like a check in their bank account from nowhere. This is your free ride check. These women are doing shit. They're providing services. You know, the supply demand of the market. End of.
Mhm.
And you're making a performance, and people are paying you for the performance. You're not just
Exactly.
not just standing there. These girls do stuff, you know. It's like I said, it's like going to a strip club. You go to a strip club, girls dance. They show you their boobs. If they're not good looking enough, if they don't dance right, you're not gonna give them money, right? And also, they're not forcing anybody to give them money. People are paying them. They want to pay them. And look at these guys right here. This guy right here, Northwest Migrant Draper. Look at his little icon. Clipped hair
Says it all.
feminist, no pay Uncle Sam, report at once. E-Horns detective.
Oh my god, that's so gross.
It is.
I
I
hate
am out of
that.
touch
Me
with
too.
internet
It's
culture
so
now.
nerdy.
Clipped hair feminist, no pay Uncle Sam, reported once. In this thread, Roosh
Oh my
includes
god,
this
Sargon, you're
Generation
gross
Zyklon
too.
males, that's Generation Z from normal people,
Generation
are sick of
Zyklon
thoughts and
males.
how they turn every platform
Why
into
make a
yet
Nazi
another way to
reference?
whore
So
out
weird.
their bodies.
Dude, I just
This
noticed
man
that
was banned
Pepe
from Twitch
icon
for
of
speaking the truth
Sargon's.
about it.
Yeah,
Be a
makes me
goddamn community of
cringe.
Gamers, nerds,
Oh,
kids that
this
got
is
bullied,
so
kids that
fucking
got fucked
gay.
with,
This guy,
kids
what a
that resorted to the gaming world because the real world was too fucking hard, too shitty, too lonely, too sad and depressing. Now it's ran by the fucking goddamn same sluts that
Ew,
rejected us, the same
ew.
sluts that chose the goddamn
Yep.
fucking cool kids over
I
us.
love it
the same
calling
sluts
them
that are coming to our
sluts 'cause they just didn't
community,
want
taking the money,
you.
taking the subs the same way they did back in the day. Fuck that. I am the goddamn fucking reality
That's what
check.
really.
Tell us how you
Let's
really
say,
feel, I
that's
guess.
what really pisses off like nerds and people like this. Is that they call them sluts and because they have sex with people except them. That's what really pisses them off. And it's like, well, you go around having sex with all these people. Why don't you have sex with me? And it's like, well, because you're a nerd. Too fucking bad. If you wanna,
You're just a dick.
yeah, you wanna make yourself better, make yourself more attractive to women. Then this guy, I could tell was a dude who was a nerd in school. Now he's all beefy and muscular, and now he gets girls and shit. But he still has that hang up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell he's that guy, and he's all beefy now. And I bet you any money, he got beefy as a way of revenge towards women to be like, oh yeah,
I hate his face though.
yeah, you think, oh yeah, I know he's not a good looking guy, but he's probably one of those guys who was nerdy in school, didn't get laid, got rejected a lot, and then was like, I'll show you girls, I'm gonna get muscular and hot, and then you girls are gonna want me, and then I'm gonna reject you, you know. And he was one of those guys. You could tell. It's all written all over him. And now he's leading this charge of being like, fuck these sluts, man. These sluts that rejected us in high school. Now they want our money on Twitch. Fuck them.
Oh my god.
That's basically what's happening.
But is he wrong?
Yes.
Do women have it easy on the internet if they're
Oh
attractive?
my god!
compared to
Shut
flaunt
up,
They do have it
Sargon.
easy on the internet. It's natural for them to have it easy on the internet. Let them. What's wrong with that anyway? Who gives a shit?
Yeah, let bitches have it easier then. Fuck, why do you care?
Women have it easier in certain industries. Men have it easier in certain industries. That's the way it
Exactly.
is.
There you go.
Let's see. Let's see. Who has it easier in industry? Sports. Let's see. Women's basketball. Let's compare that to men's basketball. You know what I'm saying? Or we're gonna say, oh, men have it easy in this industry. Blah 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 blah. You know. It's retarded.
To men who are sat lonely at home? Possibly. What can a young man do on the internet as easily as taking one's clothes off for money? I wouldn't suggest that as particularly difficult work, and yes, it does seem that Mother Nature has somehow weighted the scales in favour of young women over young men.
Yeah.
She's weighted it the other way as they get older, I can promise you. But I suppose if you're a young man, that's tough, and if you're a young woman, it's easy to take advantage of. Important to realise that as you grow older,
why not?
ladies, you're going to find the options become narrower and narrower until you're all alone and crying at your cat as to why you don't have any real children. Apparently, the thought.
This is what I find funny. I was just brought up sports, right? And I find it really funny if we took it to soccer. Remember there was that time where female soccer was getting mad because they weren't getting paid as much as male soccer, but it's like male soccer has way more people watching it, brings way more crowds to the stadium. Well, imagine if those women in the female soccer thing was like, oh, let's call the IRS on each of the male soccer players. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what's happening here. They're pissed off that all these women are coming on Twitch with huge tits and getting all these subs and donations and stuff, and maybe they're lacking because of that, because people are giving them the money, so they want to take it out on them. It's straight up revenge. That's what this is. It's spitefulness. Bunch of little bitches, God.
So afraid.
Pretty much.
Not only are they committing the crime of prostitution, which I don't see should be a crime, but some are technically evading taxes, which is a crime. And the IRS
That's
wants
really
to
weird that Sargon didn't address that, right? He says, which I don't see as a crime, but it's not prostitution. They're not having sex with it.
No. No.
Yeah, it's not prostitution. At least not the legal term prostitution.
that money.
No.
So it's all the thoughts that told me you're just mad you aren't making hundreds of extra dollars a month that I'm getting, which seems reasonable given that all you're doing is taking off your clothes.
So why the
Have
fuck do you
fun
care
getting audited
still?
by the fucking IRS. I took screenshots from thousands of comments on my posts.
These guys are
all
just
of you admitting
bitching.
it and bragging about how much you make.
This
To
is what
those
they
who
do, it's
also
all
want to
virtue
report
signaling.
any you find, here's the link.
Yep. The thing they've been
There
moaning
is
about the
something
left for.
darkly hilarious about malicious compliance sometimes. Fate is not without its sense of irony. And this is because if you report a tax evader, not just a thot, to the IRS, and they collect taxes from her, you can receive up to 30% of those taxes. There is actually, as Roosh says, a financial incentive to defeating thottery. That is fucking hilarious. And I am doing everything in my power not to burst out laughing and ruin the recording of this video. Young men have suddenly
Oh, you
found
already
an
did
easy
that.
way to make money on the internet, and they didn't even have to take off their clothes. So I had a bit of a
Why
nose
can't
around
you
Twitter
laugh
regarding
on the
this,
video? I
and
don't know.
a
That's
tax specialist, or someone who at least
thing to
claims
say.
to be, said that this is statutory taxable income, and yes, the IRS does have a whistleblower program that rewards the informant. However, the informant should note that in order to receive the reward, their social security number is required. The monies received are taxable to them. As in, you're going to have to dox yourself to the IRS,
Not
you're going to
doxing.
make some money.
Yeah, it sounds
It's
weird.
not-
You're not doxing yourself, and the IRS already has your money. If you your Social Security, if you pay taxes, they have all your information.
Yeah.
That's so strange.
It's not-
so weird.
It's not doxing when they have your information.
Yeah, they already have it.
And again, doxing isn't doxing when all your information is fucking public record, and I
Yeah.
get it from a public record source.
Mm-hmm.
You dumbasses.
But on the plus side, it's a pretty legal way of patrolling those thoughts. It's morally upstanding. Theft isn't
And
just
here-
an
here-
interpersonal
here we go.
crime,
The
as
targeting-
Shortfire Taku pointed out in his.
They're just targeting one group. It's not like they're going, oh, there's a shit ton of tax evaders on the internet, on YouTube or
exactly.
Twitch. No, they're just like, oh, let's go after the farts,
Yeah, 'cause
not
they
the
have-
kids.
I'm sure there are plenty of gamers
Yeah.
who also evade taxes, so I mean,
Yeah, it's a personal gripe. That's why.
yeah.
What's funny is Rush V went after Brittany Venti, and she's not even one of these kind of girls. She doesn't really show her body
No.
Yeah.
much.
But here's a question: if somebody wants to give a girl 50 grand, why the fuck is it anybody's business?
Yes,
That's a
that's
donation.
what
That's
they're
what somebody feels they want to give. That's what her value is
Yeah.
to that person. So why the fuck are you trying to interfere in that transaction? Just shut the fuck up.
It's jealousy, I guess. That's the only thing I can think of.
It is jealousy.
She's a girl, so she can make 50. Nobody will ever give a man $50,000 on the internet. And it's like, oh well, so what? Too bad.
Yeah, too bad.
Too bad. Get over it. You know, do something that'll make you some money instead of worrying about how she's making her money.
latest video, which I'll link in the description because it was actually really good. It's also a social crime. It is morally just that you report thoughts to the IRS for.
Not just thoughts.
Oh,
See,
is he
that's-
trying to morally rationalize this right
Yeah,
now?
and that's the problem though. He says it's morally just to report thoughts. That's where the problem lies. It's not morally just to report thoughts. It's morally just to report anyone who's not paying their taxes. The problem here is they're specifically targeting one group.
Exactly.
Evading taxes. In fact, it's morally just that you report anyone for evading taxes. In fact, that is the moral problem with tax loopholes. You are not paying your fair share. The thing is, ladies, there's nothing wrong with just paying your taxes.
Oh, God.
It's the correct thing
Here
to do.
come the memes.
You know you're getting this money easily. You know you should be paying your taxes. So what exactly is your excuse? And just a final thing. I think it's interesting to see how the power dynamics in society have radically altered when the governing social structures of society have been alleviated, as in women's emancipation and things like this. It was inevitable that there would be some kind of consequence, and I think that the large number of young men who are not...
Yeah, to me it seems like he's saying, oh yeah, women got rights, and because they got rights, there's consequences.
Yeah.
It's,
like now men...
That's how it seems to me.
I mean, duh.
Yeah.
Well, make yourself more attractive to women to get laid. I mean, that's all I can say. And if you don't want to do that, that's your own fault.
Have found a mate, I can understand why those people would be so angry. I genuinely can. And I think you've got to be pretty damn unempathetic to not be able to see why they might feel like they're getting a raw deal.
Understanding how they feel and agreeing with how they feel is different, though. Like, that's not the same thing. I can understand why they're upset. I can't understand why they're lashing out in the wrong direction of why they're upset. They're upset at themselves. They're not upset at these women. They're upset at themselves. They can't get laid. They can't, they can't be comfortable around women. That's something that's in the self. They need to work on that.
Yeah.
That's not something, but it's like, oh, I can't talk to women, so now I'm going to lash out at them and, get them in trouble or, call them a slut or this and that. And it's like, fucking grow the fuck up.
Misogyny.
Yeah.
And I can completely see why they would engage in such malicious complaints.
I can't see why, because it's malicious.
And I can't even find a reason why they shouldn't.
Because it's malicious. You just said it. You fucking retard. Oh my God, Sargon, you jumped the fucking shark on that one. That was the most dumb thing I've ever heard him say. They engage in these malicious, whatever he said after that, and then he says, "But I can't see why they shouldn't, because it's malicious." You just said it. Fuck.
Racking my brain. Why shouldn't annoyed young men report thoughts to the IRS for tax fraud and make a bit of money on the side for themselves for what is a good deed done to society?
What?
Can't think of a reason. Game on, gentlemen.
The good deed is the thottery, Sargon, you fucking Union Jack Pepe faggot.
Yeah.
Gross. Gross. Oh God, I really can't stand this guy.
Alright, so now we're gonna watch...
Oh, he's so gross.
Yeah, so now we're gonna watch James Allsup talk about this topic. Let's see what he has to say with his conservative right-wing view of this.
Over the last few days, while you were probably enjoying time off work, spending Thanksgiving with people you love, or causing irreparable damage to your family by drunkenly rattling off FBI crime statistics at Thanksgiving dinner, the internet was at war.
Sorry.
The tables had turned.
We brought this up before, yeah? It's a very weird conversation that he's brought up to use an example, FBI crime stats, yeah? Now I've just noticed, if you rewind it, he has black crime stats circled.
It's pretty specific, right?
Yeah, it just seems a bit...
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, black or African American.
Why would you bring that up at a family event on the holidays? It makes no sense.
I want to know why he's used that as an example of something to talk about at Christmas, driving your family nuts with.
Because I guess that's what he does and gets into arguments with his family over...
Why is he so obsessed with black crime stats then?
Probably because his family's regressive and he's trying to tell them, like, well, black people commit more crime. And then it kind of turns into a huge argument or whatever. But either way, that's not something you talk about on Thanksgiving with your family. You avoid politics and religion and shit.
It's about having a good time, people.
Yeah, it's about
enjoy time with your
family.
FBI crime statistics at Thanksgiving dinner, the internet was at war. The tables had turned. The internet's supposed villains had become the crusaders for righteousness and justice. Bernie-supporting college girls were becoming full-blown libertarians, and the incel accusation was flying. Well, what the heck am I talking about? Something happened over the past week that caused e-girls everywhere to trade in their choker necklaces for bow ties. If you've been on social media over the past few days, you've probably seen the war brewing between internet cam girls and their beta orbiters on one side, and a broad coalition of crusaders for truth and justice and righteousness on the other side.
Oh my God. But it's funny how he paints the both sides, right? Like the girls who and their followers are beta cuck orbiters, and the guys who are picking on these women specifically are justice or what did he say?
Truth,
justice seekers or something. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. They're a bunch of fucking bitch ass men bitching about not being able, not making as much money as them and wanting them to get in trouble. Fucking bullshit. They're a bunch of crybabies. That's what they are. Throwing tantrum. Especially that guy David Wu, or his name's Trainwreck TV or something. That guy's
David Wu.
Yeah, he's the biggest bitch. He's just a crybaby. You see him like that video we watched before of him. The Sargon played. He's like basically. He looks like he's basically crying and shit. And he's so angry about it. It's like, dude, you need to fucking chill. You're a fucking baby. Like, you don't know how to... Dude,
that music he added in the back was so gross, too.
He's basically having a meltdown.
Yeah, that dude needs to learn how to control his emotions. Maybe he's playing a character, but either way, it's playing on these... It's funny because they'll say that these women are taking advantage of these lonely men. If he's playing a character, he's taking advantage of these lonely men and getting them all riled up to be angry at women and shit. But if he's not playing a character, that dude's a crybaby throwing tantrums and maybe get off the steroids or whatever you're on that's fucking flipping your emotions back and forth like that. Because that is not normal.
Let's start from the beginning, like the very beginning. There are two certain things in life, death and taxes. And today's video concerns the latter. Basically, in today's internet age, internet entertainers, people who create content, YouTubers, streamers, artists, journalists, musicians, basically if you create content for a living, you're technically doing it as an independent contractor. Even though our payment comes from YouTube or Patreon or My Free Cams or wherever, we don't...
That's kind of a point too. Nobody's going after PewDiePie. Nobody's checking PewDiePie's taxes to make sure he's paying taxes.
After he just put a shit ton of
he's the one who makes he's the one who makes the most money on YouTube, like, but nobody's going after him. Nobody's saying, hey, IRS, check out PewDiePie, let's see if he's paying his money.
Yeah,
nobody's doing that. There's a reason
why. Technically have employers. We are technically self-employed, and when we do our taxes, we reflect that. Because we don't automatically have our taxes deducted from our checks every pay period, it's up to us to go to the federal government and make quarterly tax payments to cover income tax, Social Security, etc. And if you're on top of things like I am, you know how to do this. You save all your forms, all your receipts, all your pay information, and you have professionals take care of calculating your tax burden for you. But not everybody in the content creation sphere understands this. There seem to be quite a few people who believe that because we make money online, somehow that's different than real employment, and we don't have to pay taxes because it's all internet money. Oh, how naive some people can be. You have almost certainly seen these women out there. Cosplayers, streamers, video game players, fitness chicks, or sometimes just talentless women with no fathers or self-esteem. They're selling access to their body, packages of images,
the jab he took with no fathers or self-esteem. Or maybe they're just women who think, hey, I can make a quick buck with this and it's easy. Why not? I don't have a problem with that.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Premium Snapchats, Patreon accounts with lewd images behind a paywall. There are men out there so pathetic that they pay money, oftentimes in the hundreds of dollars, every month just to see women in revealing clothing. Oftentimes,
yeah, I did. Let's go back for a second. Right when he said pathetic, right? He was like so pathetic.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was so funny.
Behind a paywall. There are men out there so pathetic that they pay money, oftentimes in hundreds of dollars, every month just to see women in revealing clothing. Oftentimes not even naked. These women are known by a variety of names: e-thots, cam girls, and a variety of others. You'll see girls on Twitter that just have their PayPal or Venmo or Cash App addresses in their Twitter bio, just waiting for some overweight computer programmer to send them $50 as a tip for being such a beautiful young female. Yeah, your next drunken night at the bar with Chad is on me, milady.
What a fag. I hate this guy.
Okay. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. These guys can't get laid. They get no attention from females. At least to let them get something. You want that to go away, and you're basically going to leave these guys with nothing. You're just making it worse for the men, really. At least this way they get some attention,
Just imagine the desperation flowing through the veins of the sweaty loser who somehow, in some way, thinks that sending $50 to a girl he's never met in real life, never has a chance of getting with, never has a chance of meeting, he thinks sending her that money is the best course of action, and it's somehow going to cause her to notice him. And even if you did need some material to look at, There is a wealth of free images and videos out there for you to peruse at your discretion. You don't need to send $50 to some random girl you find on Twitter and
that's the
find
thing,
her Cash
mate.
App address. You can...
Yes, there is a ton of free porn and whatnot on the internet, and you can go nuts all day long. But again, these women provide a service. So if I want something specialized, like for example, I want her to make a video of her rubbing her tits and her say my name while she does it. Yeah. Well, that's going to cost me money. Yeah. It's a customized video. You're not getting that on the internet with free.
You're not going to find that.
You're going to have to pay for it. Yeah, exactly. On your Google browser.
But yeah, and also these guys are looking for that specific chick. Maybe they followed her on Twitter for a while and they grew to like her specifically. So now they're paying for her specific pictures that they can't find on the internet. You know?
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with that. People want to get off how they want to get off. Stop telling people how they should or shouldn't get off.
Exactly.
Unless it's hurting somebody or illegal or something, you know. Beside that, if it's fine, just, you know, it's not hurting anybody, let them do it.
Do that for free. That's all a big problem to talk about in another video, but the point here is that donating money to internet girls is the dumbest possible use of your money. That $50 would be better.
There's way dumber ways to use your money. Like buying, you know, $1,000 worth of heroin. That's probably a worse way to spend your money.
Pay that thought.
Yeah.
Pay that thought.
Doing better
Pay that thought.
Yeah. There's way dumber ways you could spend your money.
Spent just finding a random couple on the street with a child and giving them your $50. Or
that's not a better way to spend it. What if you give that $50 to that random couple and they go spend it on booze, get drunk, and leave their kid outside of a bar somewhere, and that kid gets kidnapped and murdered, and now you just contributed to the murder of a child basically because you gave $50.
But see, this is where the trad life thing.
Yep.
This is where the trad life thing fucks with people because they think that just because you have a family, you're good.
You're better off. No,
you're better.
Families out there, I've known many of them.
Yeah. There's more shitty people. So what kind of families do you think are really out there?
Yeah, you give $50
you know?
to some random.
Let's be real.
Not a good idea.
You could benefit by spending that $50 on a gym membership so you can drop that extra 100 pounds that's keeping you from having the confidence to go and talk to girls. Or use that $50 to update your wardrobe. Ditch the sarcastic, witty slogan t-shirts that your mom bought you and the t-shirts with video game characters and comic book heroes on them. But no, there is a whole consumer class of men that willingly give their money.
Yeah, it depends. Well, it depends on the person. So, you know,
yeah, I know.
Yeah, some people, you shouldn't be wearing those. Some people you can because, you know, if you're comfortable with yourself and you get laid and you don't have to worry about trying to attract women, then you can wear whatever the fuck you want. But you know, but if you're having trouble attracting women, yeah, you should maybe dress a certain way, find better clothes for yourself, and hit the gym and stuff.
Every month, 2 girls who will take their shirts off for them online. Thanks, capitalism. Anyone donating to these cam girls should be socially shamed.
Thanks,
obviously.
capitalism.
But thanks to the work of a bodybuilding alpha male named David Wu, we can actually see to it that justice can be served. Because you see, while myself and most other YouTubers know what we're doing and pay meticulous attention to making sure our taxes are done correctly, the vast majority of these cam girls are in that camp I talked about earlier. People who think they don't have to pay tax, or people who don't even know what taxes are. So instead of reporting their income to the IRS quarterly or at the end of every year, these girls are using their money on anime girl outfits and chlamydia drugs. What these e-girls and streamers aren't doing is paying the taxes.
Chlamydia drugs. How does he even know these girls have sex often? Just because they show themselves their sexuality on the internet doesn't mean they're having sex all the time. Yeah. I'm betting some of these girls don't even have sex all the time. They probably just have boyfriends and stuff that they're loyal to and stuff.
Possible, or they're just hustling right now and just selling their pictures and shit, right?
Yeah.
That our government needs to take care of seniors, fix our highways, and send $38 billion to the glorious state of Israel, our greatest ally. And as a proud American patriot, I won't stand for any of my fellow Americans shirking their responsibility to Israel. All jokes aside,
he's making a JQ joke because he's a fucking fag. But either way, it's weird that again that these people all ignore the underlying issue here. He's trying to say, "Lala, it's good to go after these thoughts and have them pay taxes because everybody should have to pay taxes if they're making stuff on the internet." But you're missing that they're going after a specific target again. It's like all these guys do.
Yeah.
They don't want to confront the main issue behind all of this.
These chicks are committing tax fraud on a massive scale. You think it's cool
On
to
a
get
massive
150
scale.
What's funny is this has gone from the left feminist chicks pushing really hard against men to men now turning this around and just pushing against women, whether they're SJWs or not. You know, they're just pushing against them. You know? There should be Brittany Venti, who has received over $50,000 this year from online beta males. You don't know if they're beta males. You're just making that assumption. Has locked her account because she's scared of being reported to the IRS. That's not true, because I follow her Twitter, and she locked it down for another reason. It just happened to be around the same time this was going on. It doesn't look like she intended to report the income, but no. Brittany Venti lives in New York City. She's been on the internet for years. I'm positive she pays her taxes. Like, you know, she has somebody pay it for her. For sure.
$50,000 a year in donations, Brittany Venti. Well, will it be equally cool when the IRS audits you and takes 30% of that in taxes and then levies thousands of dollars in additional fines because you cheated the system that the rest of us have to live by?
He's just assuming that she did cheat the system. We have no evidence of that. Nobody's seen any evidence that she hasn't paid her taxes, or she actually came out like 2 days ago saying, "I have somebody who does my taxes for me. I have for years." Like. Obviously, that only makes sense.
To her ex-boyfriend, Brittany Venti isn't even capable of cleaning cat feces off of her bed.
Regardless of how disorganized you are in your house and how messy you are, it doesn't mean that you don't pay somebody to do your taxes. Like, that's no indication of that.
Do you really think Sid the Sloth is going to be over there filling out IRS 1099 forms? I doubt it. So, a few days ago, while most Americans were distracted by Thanksgiving, American hero David Wu launched a fantastic social media campaign.
Right off.
Report your local
the phone
e-girls.
Right there, sunshine. American hero, did he say?
Yeah, is that what he said? I hope
David
he's being
Wu.
sarcastic.
I really hope
this
so.
guy is not a hero. He's a fucking cryberry bitch. All he does is cry.
Yeah,
like
if you're looking at this man and you're seeing him as your hero, then you've got fucking problems.
Please share this. Use this link to report any sex workers, premium Snapchat, and stuff like that. Need to get rid of them, and they need to pay taxes if it's work. So, this guy just wants to get rid of this kind of stuff. They don't want this sex worker.
This David Wu guy's got serious women issues.
He does. But I was watching a video, and I think a big part of his issue is that they're coming onto Twitch. That's his main platform. And they're coming onto Twitch and treating it like a cam girl site, which I have no problem with. They can do that to YouTube too. I don't give a shit. But basically,
oh shit!
I think
he's scared of a bit of competition.
Yeah, basically, he's getting jealous, basically, because they're taking basically like the people who would be subbing to him and giving him money are giving it to them, because me too. I'd rather give money to a bunch of chicks flashing their boobs than to some muscular dude playing video games. I'm not attracted to you. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You're not doing nothing for me. I mean, I wouldn't donate to him in the first place, though. But in the end, yeah, I'd rather give my money to some hot chick than some dude playing video games. I don't give a shit about dudes playing video games.
Americans were distracted by Thanksgiving, American hero David Wu launched a fantastic social media campaign. Wow. Report your local e-girl to the IRS for tax evasion. Any girl you see selling a premium Snapchat, not safe for work Patreon, or
from James Allsup, I think he likes this on the trad life type of front, because he's all super Republican, right? And he wants women to be trad. So I think that's why he likes this. He's like, yeah, let's get rid of these sluts.
On Twitter, head on over to the IRS website and fill out the very easy form to report them for making income and not paying their taxes. Oh, man, you're just a snitch. Why report someone over such little money? Well, because it really isn't just a little bit of money. It's a lot of money we're talking about here. For example, let's look at this girl, OMG Cosplay. She's an e-celeb, but she doesn't do streams for donations. She just does Patreon, where she posts lewd images of her dressed up as a character in outfits. And wouldn't you know, there are 700 morons out there that pay money every month to see these pictures. For $5, you receive a weekly lewd selfie. Wow, cool. For $10 a month, you receive one Snapchat-style video. 7 seconds of video for $10 a month, and some guys are dumb enough to pay it. You also get her undying love. For $18 a month, you get access to her not-safe-for-work Snapchat, where she posts sexy photos of herself. But that's not all, because for $300 a month, she will wear an outfit that you want in pictures. And if you are the stupid idiot dumb enough to pay $1,000 a month, she will come to your city and go to one local Comic-Con with you. You'll also be able to go on a cute little dinner date. And I wonder who's going to be paying for that meal. And for all of those reward tiers, there are 700 morons willing to fork over money every single month. Based on the reward totals, the average Patreon pledge is probably...
The problem is here, is like, just because you don't enjoy something doesn't mean other people don't. If people want to spend their money on some stupid shit, let them spend money on stupid shit. It brings them joy. You know?
Yeah.
Life is short. Enjoy it. Like, you know, if you
yeah. Do what you enjoy, people.
You're like, oh, you could spend that money better giving it to a family. And it's like, well, maybe you don't enjoy giving money to other people. Like, you know, maybe you want to enjoy yourself and spend the money on yourself, and that's your enjoyment. Who gives a shit? Let people enjoy their lives. Like, fuck.
Around $30. Multiply that by 700 and you have $21,000 a month. Times 12, that is $252,000 a year. $250,000 every year just for taking your clothes off and taking pictures. Capitalism truly is something else. Anyways, she is only one of hundreds, if not thousands, of e-girls, cam girls, etc., making a living in this exact manner. Remember, services like Patreon and PayPal do not withhold taxes. So extrapolate that out, and you're easily talking about millions and millions of dollars every single year. And new friend of the show, David Wu, is trying to put a stop to that by reporting these e-girls to the IRS. Not only are you doing the right thing and ensuring that everyone pays their fair share in taxes, you're also contributing to some hilarious Twitter meltdowns as well. For some reason, these internet nude merchants have taken...
Yeah, they put the Twitter meltdown from the sex workers, but there was also the Twitter meltdown, the Twitch meltdown from that dude David Wu, where he was like basically crying, like, these same sluts that rejected us in high school.
You mean the American hero?
Yeah,
Alf.
the American hero, David Wu, who cries on the internet.
Jesus.
These sluts, they don't want us. Now they're coming back for our money and taking over our platform.
And having successful, rich, filling lives.
Taking our subs.
Oh my god.
Oh god, what a fucking baby. It's funny they don't laugh about his meltdown, but they're laughing about these girls.
To describing themselves as sex workers. I mean, if you want to cast yourself in the trashiest possible light, great job. Because for me, and I think for most people, the term sex worker has an extremely negative connotation. The drama on Twitter is hot and heavy with self-described sex workers.
I mean, does anybody really care if someone's a sex worker? If someone tells you they're a sex worker, do you really have a negative image of them? Who gives a shit?
No.
Yeah, who cares? People do what they do for money. Let them do what they do.
Yeah.
Scrambling to cover their tracks from the IRS and using their new favorite word in their counterattack against their adversaries. PSA to all sex workers, dancers, FSSW, 18+ Snapchatters. You do not have to pay taxes in the US until you make more than $20,000 a year. Don't worry about incels reporting you to the IRS because they can't actually do anything without digital proof of your income. And if you receive...
I don't know about that. That is true that you don't have to pay taxes unless you make us over a certain amount, but I don't think it's 20,000, but... Not sure.
I don't know what the amount is.
Your transactions through a service like PayPal.
If you don't make a certain amount, then it doesn't matter.
Through friends and family, they can't do anything regardless, because as far as the law goes, it's considered a donation. And you don't legally need to disclose what you gave them, or that you gave them anything in return at all. RT to save a fellow hoe's life. Hashtag save sex workers. When camgirl Twitter is sending their people, they aren't sending their best. They aren't sending CPAs. They're sending broads that watched the first 2 episodes of Ozark and think they're ready to outsmart the federal government. Good luck trying to convince the federal government.
How does he know that? He doesn't know who that woman is. Maybe she is a CPA. How does he know that? Maybe being a CPA is her normal job, and then she does sex work on the side. She doesn't know that. Or maybe she has a CPA that she went to, an expert, and told her all these things. Like he's just assuming she doesn't know what she's talking about. Although I think she might not know what she's talking about, because I'm pretty sure it's not 20,000. I think it's like 12,000 or something. It's less than that.
Repeated $10 transactions for picture packs were actually just gifts from friends and family, and not actually income. And it doesn't matter what PayPal setting you're using. If you're making money through PayPal, it is taxable. The gift exemption only applies in very limited circumstances, and income you make through a job, whether you have an employer or not, can never be counted under the IRS gift exemption. And does she really think that if the IRS goes so far as to audit you, you can simply refuse to participate and refuse to hand over business records? No, that's not how that works. They'll see you transferring that PayPal balance to your bank account, and they will know that you're making money. And lying to the IRS is the last thing you want to do, especially if there is a digital record they can use to prove that you're lying. So not only is this advice dumb, it's flat out wrong. What's the point in reporting sex workers for minding their own business? Lol, I don't understand. I wonder if these women, many of whom supported Bernie Sanders, would have the same laissez-faire, live and let live attitude if it were corporations avoiding taxation. Since y'all want to report sex workers for tax fraud, y'all should report babysitters, nannies, dog walkers, pet sitters, freelance makeup artists, tutors, and that lemonade stand girl too, while you at it. You could combine the income.
That's a good point. I agree with that. Like, how come they're not going after other people? That's the whole point we're making here, is that they're specifically going after one type of woman, and it tends to be a woman who's comfortable with their sexuality and comfortable making money from their sexuality. They're not going after, like they said, babysitters, nannies, dog walkers, people who get paid under the table, basically, right?
Of the average babysitter, nanny, dog walker, pet sitter, freelance makeup artist, tutor, and 100 lemonade stand girls, and it still wouldn't add up to the $250,000 made by...
So it's about the money. Like I said, then why aren't they looking at PewDiePie? Why aren't they looking at H3H3, the people who make the most money on the internet? Why aren't they looking at those people? Fucking Logan Paul. Nobody's asking if Logan Paul pays his taxes.
So. Many of these women online. How many times have we heard from the intersectional, progressive, feminist left that sex work is real work? And how many times have we heard from women that their choice to live life as a chess streamer or cosplay model is a totally valid and legitimate career? Well, all right, let's call that bluff. If it's a totally valid and legitimate career, then you get to look forward to paying totally valid and legitimate taxes on your earnings. One of my favorite parts about this whole story is how everyone is throwing around the term incel. What do you call someone getting mad at tax evasion by thots, but not tax evasion by drug dealers? An incel. Snitches get no respect. Celebrating snitches get no respect. What I respect? The hustle. Hashtag thotaudit. Well, if drug dealers were dumb enough to accept payment in traceable digital currency instead of cash and openly do their business in your face online, you can guarantee that they would be getting reported and audited too. The term incel was supposed to mean involuntarily celibate, like a guy that wants...
I doubt it, because everybody's only going after these women, not going after anybody else. So if the drug dealers were doing that, I doubt there'd be a group of people saying, hey, let's get them to report their taxes. Because it seems like the only people doing this are people who have issues with women dealing in sexuality. Very strange.
To get with a girl, but can't. I've never liked the term because as soon as it was coined, it became abused and misused. But in a strict sense, the guys that are most likely to be incels are the ones that pay $100 a month for the privilege of DMing a girl to please open Bob and Vagine. Literal incels are the guys paying your salaries, internet sex workers. Cui bono? Who benefits if you get popped for tax evasion? Clearly, it is not the guys who were paying good money to see you half naked online, unless they're offering low-cut prison jumpsuits and fishnets as acceptable jail attire nowadays. Generally speaking, few things irritate me more than people who flagrantly break the rules and think they can get away with it, and then brag about breaking said rules. So in conclusion, I want to say a huge thank you to David Wu for starting this meme, starting this movement, and inspiring people across the country to do the right thing and turn in their local internet sex worker for tax evasion. So with that in mind, my based and red-pilled gentlemen gamers, it's time to rise and grind and get that bread.
Fucking cringe, mate.
Millennial scum. Alright, so in the end, though,
I don't like these guys.
Yeah, I don't like these guys either. But in the end, this is really enabling people to be spurgy towards women, really. And I don't like to be the one kind of person to be like, oh yeah, you guys are misogynist, this, that. I don't give a shit about that. But what it is it seems like these guys are very uncomfortable with women being comfortable with their sexuality. Like, they don't like the concept of women being comfortable with their sexuality. They don't like.
Oh, what does that read to? They're not comfortable with their own sexuality.
Exactly. And they're not comfortable with women making money off of that, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's
because they can't. It's not the same.
Yeah, exactly. Because they can't make money doing that, and it's indicative of them of how they feel. Because you notice they're going after a specific target. Like I said earlier, if I said I'm going after black YouTubers aren't, you know, paying this and that, you know, and we should go after them, and then make a whole thing, hashtag black audit, you know what I'm saying? People would be like, yo, this guy's racist, you know what I'm saying? Instantly, people would say this guy is a racist. But yeah, but these guys come out and they say hashtag thought audit, and we're not supposed to think that they have issues with women, like with sexual women and sex together. That seems to be a problem, and nudity. So weird.
Yeah. The only thing that because this whole thing is just completely fucking pointless. There's no actual case of it. There's no one who's actually been proven to be tax evading or anything like that.
Yeah.
If anything, for me personally, it reminded me that I need to do my tax return. So thank you, everyone, because mine is due, and I'm sure every British Snapchat girl who's doing this sort of thing has also gone, shit, tax season is due. Better do my fucking taxes. So well done for reminding all the Brits.
Yeah. And
America, I don't know how it works.
Till April, we have.
Yeah. So
yeah, all they really did was remind people to go do their taxes. And they
which, if anything, the IRS should use this and turn it into a fucking commercial of pay your taxes, bitches.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got till April. Go to your local CPA and get your taxes done.
And the only other thing that is, because yeah, this is just completely pointless, and pretty much everyone I've seen like leading this has got some sort of underlining women issues, whatever it be, and yeah, it drove me to, thanks to the help of a friend of mine, to make a T-shirt and a hoodie saying that farts should not have to pay tax.
Yeah, so get your War Kettle shirts and hoodies that say thoughts should not have to pay taxes. Or should not pay
Damn straight.
Yeah, and also, this kind of work is good. It's cheap, it's easy, and people make a lot of money. So if you're a girl that feels like you can make money off the internet doing this kind of doing these premium Snapchat things, go for it. Do it. It's fun. You can make money easy.
Knock yourself out. Have fun.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself.
Enjoy your
Don't
life.
let these loser ass angry dudes stop you.
If people are willing to pay you to show you their titties, go for it. And if you're the kind of girl that's into that will do that, then go for it. Why not?
Why not?
Yeah. So with that being said, thank you to the War Kettle and Aimee K for showing up.
Thank you. You're welcome.
And fuck David Wu. And he's a bitch.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
Twitch is high school all over again. I'm gonna start a movement. Keep working in the chat. I'm gonna give you pussy. Roar with me, chat. Roar with me. Roar. These girls that rejected us, these girls that come back to our streaming community with the same goddamn stories, with the same goddamn fucking pity shit, with their titties out, with their pussies out, with their goddamn motherfucking yoga pants on, with their asses squatting, with their motherfucking tits in their faces, asking for donations, donation goals of fucking bullshit, sub fucking goals and sub shit and sub pussy bitch shit cocksuckers, motherfucking Snapchats and Instagrams and Facebooks for sale. Their pussies open, using people, manipulating people. I am the goddamn light. I am the goddamn savior. No more. Say no more to these goddamn using women. I am the leader. From now on, we will not give you money. From now on, we will not sub to you. From now on, we will do nothing unless you prove to us it is not an act. At the end of the day, pussy's pussy. Don't put it on a pedestal. Put it where it belongs. On the fucking couch and on the fucking ground. Tonight, we fucking take this goddamn website back. From these boring shit names. From these cucks. From these girls that use us. We take it back. We will rain our dicks down on this pussy. We will eat pussy. We will fuck pussy. We will fucking sleep on pussy. We'll do whatever the fuck we want with pussy. We will rain our dicks down on this pussy. On the fucking couch and on the fucking ground. I am the goddamn light. I am the goddamn